Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to East Peoria Raider Football Homecoming. Coming to you tonight, and the Pekin Dragons are the opponent for the Raiders. Pekin has won the last three meetings between these two football clubs, and we have a nice packed house for a homecoming for East Peoria. It's been an exciting week. A packed Washington Street and Fond du Lac Drive area watched the parade earlier this week, full of alumni, band members, and of course athletic teams as well. So it's been an exciting week throughout East Peoria. Grade school is getting involved with Spirit Week, as they call it, and we are culminating that week with this game here tonight. Ben Diggle on special assignment, so Matt will be coming to you from the field tonight, and we are set to get things started here about a minute away from action. As we mentioned, Pekin, the opponent for your Raiders tonight. Pekin, a team that traditionally we have seen come here and throw the football, followed by throwing the football. That is typically followed by throwing the football. So, a script that is likely to be adjusted somewhat this season. East Peoria is concerned, as schools East Peoria size often have these concerns, is just that issue of depth. Once you get into the third quarter, the fourth quarter, you've got kids playing on both sides of the football. How will that depth hold up tonight? As you can see, we are just about ready for kickoff. As we've mentioned, a solid East Peoria crowd on hand tonight, and we are underway. And an onside kick, believe it or not, to start this football game, homecoming. Starting with an onside kick, which results in Pekin picking up the football and starting this football game around midfield. Tried to catch the Dragons off guard. Results in really good field position for the Dragons. Up to the line they come. Should be a fairly fast-paced game. These are teams that are content running some clock, as we see here. And a big first down. Up to the 40-yard line they come. Reset. This is what we saw a lot of last year. Here's the pass. Bounced off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Pearson Taylor, 84 there. And 15 seconds into this one, the Dragons in East Peoria territory. As you can tell, no huddle. This is not atypical. A fast-paced offense. Here's the snap, the fire, the first down. Well, maybe 6 yards short of the first down, but nice pickup on the play. So they pick up 7 officially, third down and 3. And already back up to the line, shotgun formation. Here's a run, and that is stuffed by the Raider defense. A huge third down stop. Fourth and 4. They are in that sort of precarious spot on the field. What do you do here? They are going to go for it. They are going to come up short if that tackle is brought down, and it is a gang tackle. And even with the mark at the forward progress spot there at the 30-yard line, that is going to be short of a first down. They may bring out the sticks, but that's a short of a first down, and they're going to bring it out. The officials bring out the chains, so that stops the clock, which will not happen a lot tonight. 10:54. Boy, that's much closer. He's short, though. He's short a couple of inches, I think. First down, Raiders. I got one of those right, and Ben wasn't here to see it. So the Raiders will take over. Ball sits almost right on that 30-yard line. We are just underway. It's a beautiful new field. Turf went down last year. Spectacular facilities up here. And the Raider offense for the first time tonight comes out on the field. They are at the hash mark closest to us. The snap and the run right into the wall. That is the line of scrimmage. Maybe forward progress, maybe gives them a yard. Back to the line of scrimmage come the Raiders. The snap goes left side this time, forward for a couple more. Ball popped out. Pekin saying they've got the football. Pekin has the football. Fumble on the second offensive play for the Raiders. And as you can tell with that line change, for lack of a better description, about 5-6 kids staying out there on both sides of the football for East Peoria. And out comes the Pekin offense, almost picking the ball back up where they just left off. They're now at the 32-yard line. Shotgun formation once again for the Dragons. Movement, and that is our first flag of the game. That'll be encroachment on East Peoria. Unless they got drawn off, we will wait for the call, and it is against East Peoria, 5-yard penalty. So if you're Pekin, these are kind of fun downs. First and short gives you a chance to be a little more aggressive because you've already got the 5 yards. Here's the snap. Play is to the right, and a first down. We'll bring the ball down to about the 15, 16-yard line. Looks like Brad Johnson on that catch. Those little numbers are a long way away from the press box, I will say that. Here's the give up the gut. And he bowls his way forward for about 5 yards. Dickey Michael, number 32, the ball carrier there. So another second now and 5. Familiar theme here on this offensive possession. Under 10 minutes to go. Red zone opportunity here for the Dragons. Follow some good blocking. But the Raiders able to quickly recover. Dickey one more time, 2 on that drive. Play, run. And it is now 3rd down and call it a long 3. Whistle on the play. Everyone looking for explanation. Looking now as Pekin goes to that no huddle that they are familiar with, that we're familiar with by watching them. Quarterback keeper on that drive, and that's going to be close. And that should be enough for a first down. So that sets up 1st and goal, 1st and 5 for the Dragons. First real opportunity, scoring opportunities. The whistle sounds, the clock runs, 8:52 and running. As Pekin looking to draw first blood here at the Raider homecoming, up the middle, and a pile of offensive linemen carry him into the end zone for our first score of the game. And that touchdown obviously gives us our first score of the ball game, 6-0. Kick attempt here to extend that to 7. And it is true, and it is 7-0. Pekin taking advantage of that Raider turnover. Short field, 32-yard drive, but it results in 6 points for Pekin. Even though it's about halfway through, Raiders have to just kind of realize they've got a chance to kind of just reset here. They did give up the touchdown, but the offense has really not had any opportunity to do anything. 2 plays, turned it over, and now the Raiders just reset, come back with their offense here. Pekin will kick away, see what the special teams can do here. A warm, unusually muggy night as we tap into this fall season. Temperatures in the upper 80s all week. The 80s we can handle. The storms make it challenging, so we're thankful for the lack of moisture and lightning in the area. Just a nice, balmy, warm football evening. And the kick. It's a good kick. Back to the 5-yard line. Comes out to the middle of the field, and he's met and stopped inside the 20. Stopped at the 15-yard line. And that's where the Raiders will begin. .8:30 exactly. First quarter. Game started, as we saw, with a short onside kick. Pekin drove the ball about 20 yards. Stopped by the Raider defense. They turned it over on downs. That was followed 2 plays later by another turnover. The Pekin marched at 32 yards for our first score of the contest. Running play. A little misdirection there as he goes left. Side. Pickup of a couple. Second down and long. Second down and 8. Raiders typically a little more traditional, a little more conservative. Content running the football, and a late flag as the snap was about to begin, perhaps lining up offsides. We'll have to wait and see what that flag is for. Nowhere near the delay of game, but waiting to see what it's looking for a number, and it is. A little bit of movement. Movement is movement, obviously, at the high school level. No chance to reset and be ready by the snap of the football. Not the direction the Raiders want to be going here. Second down, 13 now. Second and longer. But the Raiders, as we mentioned, they're more content, as we are shown to be wrong. Long pass is tipped away by number 32, Dickie Michael, familiar name tonight, that defensive back position. So now it's 3rd and 13. So the Raiders on that second and long forced to go to the passing play. Incomplete pass makes it 3rd and 13. We want something positive here. It's a field position game at this point too. Tough to get 13 yards. But Pekin looking at some pretty prime field position if they're able to make the stop here. Passes again, comes far side, and that ball is caught. Huge play, and the face mask, I believe, is going to be tacked on to the end of that. Tremendous catch right in front of us. Cole Morton with the grab on 3rd and 13. Another flag, apparently. And this could be not the news you want on the Raiders side, as we see movement back towards the original line of scrimmage. So a powwow of officials in the middle of the football field will hopefully soon determine what the calls will be. As we await the explanation. at some point. Holding on East Peoria. And then the dead ball. Well, just replay the down, offset penalties. So holding, and then I don't know if it was the face mask or a horse collar tackle. But the end result is a damaging blow to the Raiders, having the football at midfield. It replays 3rd and 13. Nothing like losing a 30-yard gain. Snap the ball, again drops back, again comes towards Morton. That ball might have hit the ground, but it is going to be caught. And that is enough for a first down. Or so it seems. Well, obviously the play has been ruled incomplete. I need to move to a window that doesn't have, there we go. I'm unobstructed view, as they say. Apologize for that. Raiders will kick the ball away. And that is warning Will Robinson. Danger from the missed snap, and that's going to be a tackle in the end zone, which will be a safety. So bobbled the ball on the snap to punt away, trying to get away from the pursuit. Is tackled in the end zone, and then the Dragons will get the ball back with a 9-0 lead. Rapid fire turn of events there. Raiders look to have the ball sitting at midfield, and the penalty draw it all back. And then what seemed to be a completed pass, again, was ruled incomplete. And then the third play in a row that didn't go well for the Raiders, that bobbled snap on the punt. And so the Raider defense back out soon after the special teams here will kick the ball back to Pekin. So here we go again. The Raiders will kick the football drop kick style to the Dragons. They'll get it in good field position. It's picked up and already in Raider territory on the return. Little jiggity jaw gets Julian Hill down to the 40-yard line. So once again, third drive in a row for the Dragons in fantastic field position. Officially, the ball will be sitting just outside the 41-yard line. And the Dragons back in business. In this up-tempo, throw the football, no huddle offense, come to the line of scrimmage one more time. A lot of football left, not the ideal start for the Raiders here. A lot of time, though. And out of that shotgun, movement again on East Peoria. So first and short one more time. So to the 36 goes the line of scrimmage. Nice little screen out here and room to run. Back, it's cut to the 20 down to the 19-yard line. And Pekin's able to pick up the first down. So the clock continues to tick. The Dragons continue to move no huddle. Line of scrimmage, you see there around the 20-yard line. Handoff up the middle. And breaks tackles all the way to the Raider end zone. And 6 more points for the Dragons. And Michael Dickey with a nice little 19-yard scamper will extend that Dragon lead. So even with that wonky 15-0 score, the Dragons elect to kick here. The traditional kick is through the uprights to extend that lead. One more point, 16-0 in favor of the Dragons. Well, all Pekin so far, they have certainly taken advantage of short fields on each of their possessions, a couple of touchdowns and a safety. As you can tell, a little over 6.5 minutes left to play in just quarter number 1. Remind you, at halftime, we'll have the presentation of the royalty. They were highlighted as well during that homecoming parade. So the Raiders will get the football back. Kick is carried to the 10-yard line. Comes our direction to about the 20, 21-yard line, and the swarm tackle at that spot. There you see the 16-0 score. I really thought that for the second time tonight, the call that my eye said was made on the field was not actually made on the field. So I'm glad I've not totally lost it. It is 16-0. The kick was good, indicated by the officials. And that is where we are right now. East Peoria coming up to the line of scrimmage. Looking to get back in this thing. Change a little momentum, get the crowd back in this football game. They are stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. It's an athletic offensive line for the Dragons. Maybe a gain of a yard there. It'll be 2nd down and 9. You can hear the band preparing as well in the background. They, of course, march each year with the junior high in a music program that just continues to grow and grow under Mr. Schneblin and Mr. Newgard. Another running play, similar result. Gain of a yard, 3rd down and a long 8. 3rd and 9 officially. Well, now they've changed it to 3rd and 8. So the Raiders have had a little bit of success here with a few of their passes, only to be taken away by a holding call. So we'll see what happens here, and they will drop back again. A lot of pressure, though, this time in the backfield, and never do take them down. Fowler never did get dropped, but the whistle blows the ball dead at a 4th down and 14 spot on the field. So one more time. Pekin's going to get the football back. Pekin's going to be in Raider territory. We'll hope for better results on this snap. Here's the kick. And it is gathered in about the 42, and a lot of running room as he falls down, and there might have been a flag coming out once again. We have had as many flags as we have first downs in this contest. Which is what I get for saying we should have a fast-paced ball game. That's going to go against Pekin. Illegal block to the back. So instead of the 30, they'll march it back 10 yards, so it'll be the 41-yard line. And Pekin one more time, up to the line of scrimmage. Leading this one 16-0. Shotgun formation one more time. Mason Carr hands it off one more time up the middle. Not much there. So we'll call it 2nd down and 10, actually. Stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. A couple runs in a row here by the Dragons. There is nothing doing on that play, although Hill almost broke that tackle, but a fast-moving Raider swarming defense stops that play for absolutely no gain. Loss on the play of 6. So the Dragons, seemingly 30 seconds ago, had the football at the 31-yard line. A penalty, and now a loss of 6 on a running play. Big opportunity here for the Raiders. Get the football back in decent field position. Oh, the pump fake, but an incomplete pass. Had some separation, but he overthrew him. And East Peoria will indeed make the stand here defensively and get the football back with a chance one more time to try to cut into this lead. 3:27 now. As good as field position as the Dragons have had, that has been the challenge for the Raiders. They have not really had any type of good field position in this contest. See if the special teams can come up with the play here. Here's a snap and the punt. It's another solid kick. Football will not be returned. In fact, a nice little punt will go out of bounds about the 10-yard line. So the Raiders will start 1st and 10. Almost at the 10. Technically at the 11-yard line will be the first play of this new Raider drive. They have not been able to establish anything yet offensively. Have been forced to punt the ball twice. And then the turnover that started our scoring here tonight. So the Raider offense back out on the field. First down pass is incomplete as he shot it over here our side to Gorth, it looked like. So 2nd down and 10. Stops our clock. Just an interesting contrast between these two ball clubs. The long, organized huddles of the Raiders. The plays coming in from the sidelines on virtually every Pekin play. And shockingly, a whistle. This time it is a Raider timeout. Ben is not able to be here with us tonight. He and his lovely bride are at a Pokemon convention. And they are actually testing new, I don't know what you would call them, extending packs, extensions, new technology that is allowing users to essentially, without the use of a phone, capture Pokemon. So they are in set spots that attract more rare Pokemon and basically testing those devices. So we'll have to hear back from him for the Washington game to see how that went. There's rumors that he has combined that with perhaps another rare snow globe. I don't have confirmation on that. I might have to text him later during the broadcast. But we do know that the Pokemon data and technology is being tested by him at least this evening. Running play, couple yards on that one. Back to what we're here for, which is the football game. 3rd down and 8. Raiders just trying to get anything. That's the longest play of the night. It's been 3 yards. So they keep chugging away up to the line of scrimmage one more time as that clock continues to wind through this first quarter of action from East Peoria. Drop back pass goes long. That's dangerous. Tipped up a couple times and almost intercepted, falling incomplete. So this has been the pattern of the ball game. Raiders unable to really move much offensively. And with those stops, Pekin continues, having started this game really at the 50-yard line. That's about where everything has started for them, or better. 30-yard line, 40-yard line. This will be another, they will catch the ball in Raider territory as another, really the 3rd punt of the evening from the goal line. One of those punts has resulted in a safety. This one is tipped, I think, and that will result in the football sitting down at the 20-yard line, 25-yard line, make that. And the challenges of being deep in enemy territory surfacing here for the Raiders. So 2:13 for Pekin now. Raiders came up with a couple of huge stops here defensively and were able to get the football back on the last drive. Pekin went to back-to-back running plays for the first time this evening. I don't know that we'll see that again. Although they may be content to run a little bit of clock here as the game progresses. This one is again up the middle. So they are running the football a little bit more here as the game continues. That ball gets down to the 24-yard line. Looked like O'Brien, 32. Nope. Michael Dickey. Let's how about 32 on Pekin. That pass is incomplete. Dickey has been the primary ball carrier for the Dragons. And that will bring up 3rd and 8. So one more time, the Raiders with an opportunity here. As they come up to the line of scrimmage. And we are set. Drop back pass here. Oh, dumps it off almost at the line of scrimmage and a scamper right side. Breaks a couple tackles. He's tackled right at that 1st down marker. So it will be short. It's hard to tell. That's almost right on the marker from here. It looks like he may have the 1st down, but we will measure nonetheless. Well, obviously where they're standing right now, he's a foot short. So we'll see what happens when they really bring it out on the field. Fourth and 1. The scoreboard says 4th and 1. The sideline marker says 1st down. This game appears to be being brought to you by Matt Can't See. So the scamper up the middle on 1st down. It is a 1st down. So we are under a minute here, winding up quarter number 1. Another run. Of about 4 yards on that play. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Keeps it. Quarterback keeper goes right side. Dives right at the end zone, waiting for the signal as he's sitting at the goal line. And it can't be but a foot short. On that quarterback keeper. Mason Carr. And they are knocking on the door one more time. Clock stopped only because it's a first down, first and about 2 feet. And I think that broke the plane of the end zone. It did. There's the signal. There's 6 more points for the Dragons. Rough first quarter for the Raiders. It is 22-0. Kick this time is good. Both officials agree that the kick is good. Probably some of you saw the clips of the first week of the NFL season in which one official signaled no good and one official signaled good on a kick. It's never the ideal call on the field. 23-0. Pekin in front of East Peoria. Raiders looking for something positive here. It's a little bit of momentum as we wrap up the end of quarter number 1. Another Mid-Illini score is starting to trickle in here. So Washington jumping out early, 14-0 lead over the Limestone Rockets. Washington, an interesting team in the Mid-Illini. They're led by, of course, the sophomore quarterback. He has already in that game run for a touchdown and thrown for a touchdown. Raiders once again stopped here inside the 20. That's where they'll start their possession. Looks like probably a running play, and that will take us through the end of the first quarter. Morton, this coming in as well, scoring first in their game, Dunlap. This is the homecoming opponent for the Potters. Morton winning last week for the first time in a year plus. So a fun time for the Potters over there to finally get that win and get the early lead tonight. Homecoming just down the road in Morton tonight as well. Toss, backfield, breaks a couple tackles. Coming outside, and that might be where some room could be found for the Raiders. That will bring up 2nd down and 6. A 4-yard run will indeed bring us to the end of quarter number 1. So you hear the siren in the background. Kind of miss the old days. We were out and about during that parade and reminiscing about the old Stamper Stadium and going up that hill, dredging up that hill. Always fun with television equipment. That's my memory of that. Whatever side you went up, it was a long way up. Beautiful field though, man. That was sitting with the timber surrounding you in the fall. So we are through one quarter here at this beautiful new facility just off campus, just down the road from the high school. Several of these schools in the Mid-Illini have really impressively upgraded the facilities. This is a tremendous upgrade with the turf out here. Morton has added on to parts of their facility as well. Washington, of course. And the Raiders, as we switch ends. For the first time tonight, we'll have a 3rd and short. A good little 3-yard scamper there. So it'll be 3rd down and 3. Moving the chains the right direction here. Make it 3rd and, well, they say 1. I'd say 3rd and 2, but the Raiders looking to get their first down of the football game. Held in check that entire first quarter. Dragons with an opportunity to one more time get the ball back, trying to draw them offside, and that didn't work well because now we have flags, and I don't know who moved where. Well, it worked well if you're the Raiders. Like it's against Pekin. It looked like the Raiders were set up trying to draw them offside, and it literally had movement on both sides of the football almost simultaneously, and this one goes first against Pekin, and that will give East Peoria, through the penalty, we'll take it. First down of the football game comes with 11:20 to go in quarter number 2. Nice run. Picking up some positive yards here. Jansen. And that is the longest play from scrimmage we've seen tonight. A 12-yard run, first down. Raiders back-to-back on 2 plays in a row. First down for the Raiders. Moving the football, sitting at the 43-yard line. So the Raiders look to be sort of at the huddle. Now we have, we'll step back and sort of regroup here. First down obviously stops our clock at 11:13. Play clock continues to, actually nothing is moving, which is why the Raiders regrouped. An explanation over on the Raiders sideline. We don't have an explanation of anything other than another stoppage in play, and now the Raiders come up to the line of scrimmage. Clock stops. And another huge run. Boy, carrying Dragons down the field. Quinn Jansen. About an 18-yard run. Looked like that's how many Pekin Dragons he had carrying him down the field. So the Raiders, again, first down, 1st and 10 in Dragon territory, 40-yard line. Another nice gain. 4 more. Jansen one more time. Raiders came into this drive without moving the football past 3 yards, and they have the last 3 plays come up with runs of 12, 18, and 4. 2nd down and 6. A little momentum. You can sense just a little change in the momentum in this football game. Got the Dragons on their heels to a certain extent. Now they run right side this time as they go far side to our screen. And that will move the chains. First down, East Peoria. 7-yard gain on the play. Under 10. Left to go in the half. Raiders looking for a score. Another scamper, another 8-yard gain. That is Quinn Jansen one more time. So the line of the Raiders moving the line of the Dragons on this drive. Jansen and company finding the holes. So we have 9 minutes left to go. A little misdirection sweep, and that one is stuffed for no gain. So that'll make it 2nd down and 2. Now 3rd down and 2. Jansen stopped for the first time really in this entire drive by the Raiders. One would assume with that scoreboard and this point on the field that we are in 4-down territory. His ball sits on the 20. May not have to worry about it. That's close. Forward progress is going to get that football about the 16 and a half yard line, which is almost sitting right where I think that's a first down. I've been 2 for 2 tonight. We'll bring the sticks out, I think. But what do I know? 8:21. That's first down. Clock winds one more time. So don't have to worry about, do we go for it on 4th down? Raiders pick it up on 3rd and 4. Back to the line they come. Pitch out, right side, going far side of our screen. Tackled down by the jersey, ripped down on the play. Football ends up about the 13-yard line. The Raiders knocking on the door here. 6-yard, make that a 4-yard gain actually, so it's a 2nd and 6. Raiders mixing up, continuing to keep the ball on the ground. Here's a snap. They'll come left side this time. Second effort gets the football down about 3 more yards. Inside the 10. Jansen one more time. So it's going to be 3rd and a long one. 3rd and about 1.5 yards. You can hear that band in the background. Royalty is starting to assemble here as the Raiders looking to punch things in here. First down on the play. They go left side and the ball is carried like a shot down to the 4-yard line. Goreth this time. He's had a couple of nice carries shot out of there. And it'll be 1st and goal, 5-yard line. Contrast of quarters. Dominant first quarter for Pekin. Raiders dominating this clock, dominating the line, dominating running the football on this drive as they are knocking on the door tonight for the first time. Up the middle, second effort. He's in the end zone. That's a touchdown, East Peoria. 6 on the board for the Raiders. So they break through here on this muggy homecoming evening with their first touchdown of the evening. 23-6. Kicking team on. And they will go for 2 on the misdirection, and it will remain 23-6. But the Raiders able to punch it in on a nice drive all the way down the football field. Impressive possession by the Raiders. As you can all see that clock sitting there at 6:36. All Raiders running the clock, running the football on that drive. And that 23-6 sure sounds better than no points on the scoreboard for the Raiders. Also gives the defense a chance for the first time tonight to regroup and perhaps even pin the Pekin Dragons back into actually running the length of the football field. They have had short field after short field, so an opportunity here for the special teams. We started the football game with a squib kick, onside kick. So we will see what happens here in quarter number 2. A lot of time setting up between plays tonight. And the Raiders are ready. Waller is ready to kick away. And the kick carries to about the 15-yard line. He's almost at the sideline, but he cuts it back and will be brought down about the 30-yard line. Be the 30.5, and that's where the Dragons will indeed have a lot more turf in front of them tonight on this drive than we've seen so far. So we'll call it the 31. Technically, it's closer to the 31, so it is closer to the 31 than the 30. So that's where the Dragons will start. Shotgun formation one more time. So Raiders maybe causing a little change of plan here as an audible is called to the line of scrimmage. This is given in the backfield, and man, the Raiders are just in the backfield at the snap of the football. Raider line winning quarter number 2. Only a loss of 1, but that was an instantaneous. This is not going to be a good play for the Dragons. Screen goes far side, broken tackle, and there's some daylight in front of him. And a quick toss of the football 4 or 5 yards out in the flat will result in about a 15-yard gain and a first down for Pekin. A deflating first down for a Raider defense that had really started to make some big stops here, but another chance here on 1st and 10. Reset. Again, comes far side, dropped the football, turned and tried to run before he had the football. And that will result in an incomplete pass. Now 2nd and 10. You see it, 5:52 left to go. Raiders hoping for one more crack at the football here. Make a stop, get the football back, and try to put some more points on the board going into the locker room. As you see the snap, low snap. Picked up, fires far. This is our side, close side. And the Raiders make the stop. Gain of 1.5 yards, 2 yards. So it'll be 3rd and long, 3rd down and 8. So another passing down here for the Dragons. In theory, these little passes out on the flat have been effective. We'll see where this one goes. A little misdirection. Here's a right across the middle, and a broken tackle is going to result in about a 50-yard touchdown for Pekin. Just like that. Looked like Hill on the play. Momentum is a delicate thing. 5:11 left to go, and the Dragons punched in one more time. Extend that lead now 29-6. Here's the kick. And the mutual signal of, yeah, good. Makes it 30-6, Pekin. Well, back goes the momentum to the Dragons. The Raiders will reset here and get the football back. Well, they wanted the football back. We did say that. They will get the football back, but 7 more points up on that scoreboard for the Raiders, for the Dragons against the Raiders. Well, I heard the announcement in the background. Homecoming court continues to assemble. Preparation for our halftime festivities. And the Dragons set to kick off one more time to the Raiders. Up big here, up 24. With just 5 minutes to go in the half. And the ball ends up About the 20-yard line for the Raiders. 21-yard line will be the official mark. It's interesting, they mark it at 21, but that can't kick the ball out of bounds on a kickoff, so the ball will sit on the 35-yard line. So not bad field position. You'll take that, 35-yard line. With some time here, time to run, which the Raiders like to do. Time for another drive like we just saw. Get some points on the board here. Go to halftime with a little more momentum. Rest up at the break. Pick up 2 on the play. Ball carrier was Quinn Jansen one more time. And back to the line we come, 4:40 and counting. At the snap of this ball. Another run, this time the Dragons able with some pursuit of their own to stop that run. Almost at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and long. Now if you're Pekin, you're thinking, we might get the football back in good field position with some time on the clock. Although they are already up 36. So an important first down here for the Raiders. Although we have yet to hit the half. Need something positive here. And they do get a couple yards on the play. But not enough for a first down. And that will indeed end up giving the football back to the Pekin Dragons. Up 24 points here with 3+ minutes to go. They'll have, as we get ready to set this game clock here, there we go. So they'll get the football back with about 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. Well, the Raiders kick it quickly without more time running down, so they'll give the Dragons a little bit more time here. And the line of scrimmage once again. Sneaking up on midfield here. 41-yard line officially. And 3:18 left in quarter number 2. First quarter belonged exclusively to Pekin. Raiders just struggled getting anything rolling offensively. And then quarter number 2 came around the bend, and that first drive belonged exclusively to East Peoria. But a huge 53-yard play has once again given Pekin a little bit of rhythm here offensively. It's a game that is reliant on that rhythm, finding your offensive rhythm. Raiders had it, scored a touchdown, and Pekin has it back now. 2nd down and 6 on a 4-yard gain. Movement one more time, East Peoria. Take your pick. Which side of the defensive line moved. So that will be 2nd down and 1. Across midfield it goes, 49-yard line. At the snap of this football as the clock winds one more time. 2:50 and counting. Another little tipped ball. Completed pass. Going the wrong direction for Pekin. Nice defensive stop by the Raiders. They lost about 6 yards on that play. At least 5. Interesting decision on 2nd and crazy short. 2nd and 1 now becomes 3rd and they're going to say 3rd and 4. Really 3rd and a long 4. 3rd and 5-ish. Maybe closer to 6. Holy cow. I don't know if you could be more offside than that. And the challenge there for the Raiders and the problem they faced on that penalty is it's an automatic first down. 3rd and 4 becomes 1st and 10, and Dragons reset one more time. Raiders just trying to get any little advantage here, trying to get some bodies into the backfield and a quarterback draw and a good block, and it's goodbye to the end zone for Mason Carr. That's an impressive scamper for an athletic quarterback. And just like that, the route is on, 36-6 in favor of Pekin. Always the concern defensively is giving up those big plays. And the Dragons have taken advantage here of a couple of big plays. As the kick is good. 37-6. As the Pekin Dragons spoiling homecoming so far here in East Peoria. Halftime show will be coming up. It's been fun to see the community come together for another homecoming. Seems hard to believe that we are in that season. We're knocking on the door of October. Buzzing our way through another football season. 3 weeks into this young season, but it really starts to separate leagues and teams and who's in playoff contention and who is maybe working on that. Building to that. Striving towards that. Mid-Illini, of course, stacked with the familiar favorites of Washington and Metamora. We met last week. That was an outstanding weekend of high school football last week. Between the game out at Dozer Park and the Raiders just, if it can go wonky, it has tonight. Dropped on the kick, and they will actually start inside the 5-yard line for the line of scrimmage. So Raider offense comes out with $1:50 left to go in quarter number 2. During the break, we'll try to maybe contact Ben, see how his endeavors have been going with the new Pokemon technology, and see if indeed he may be on the path of another snow globe. Two-yard gain makes a 2nd down and 8 as the clock continues to hum along, winding down and ending this first half of play. Just keeps moving those feet. Couple more. This will be 3rd down and, I'd say 6, 3rd and 6. They say 3rd and 8. They corrected it, see? Every once in a while. Peoria High, not surprisingly, out to an early lead over Bloomington and other games in the area. Ball is carried out to about the 11 and a half yard line. And Pekin wants another shot. So Pekin timeout here with, get the 29 and a half seconds left. So you can see they are wanting one more crack at the end zone here as we head to the break. Just scrolling through, not seeing too much more on the updates for the local scores. Recognizing those will be a moot point by the time you watch this, but it is interesting as we watch this to see how things play out with other area teams as well. So things have not gone well for the Raiders punting from their end zone tonight, and that kick will carry to about the 45-yard line. A nice little punt. Finding some space on the left-hand side, cutting it back up the middle and down to the 29-yard line. And the clock stops with 14 and 9/10 seconds left. And so that will give the Dragons a couple of shots here at the end zone, already up big. This is the point where I would say, Ben, 2 plays, yes? 2 plays towards the end zone. We'll see what they do. If they really do stretch it out and go for the end zone, or if we see some screen action like we have seen already. They do have a timeout to play with here. Out of the shotgun. They are looking end zone. They are looking all the way down the field. Nothing there. Needs that sideline or they're going to run out of time, and they do find the sideline, but a second little effort gets the ball all the way down to the 19-yard line. Looked like he was going to go out of bounds, and he stepped into the run to pick up an extra 4 or 5 yards on the end of that. So 5 and 2/10 seconds left, and now there is just 1 play left in the first half. So you're looking for anything positive here. Raiders with an opportunity here to come up with a big stop. Pekin really with a chance to step on the accelerator here. And that ball is going to fall incomplete as the sirens signal the end of the first half. The Pekin Dragons have come into town tonight on the Raider homecoming and dampened the spirits of the faithful tonight as they head to the locker room. The break 37-6 in favor of the Dragons. Watching Raider football on Eastside Community Media.
Daisy is 6 years old, and she is my very best friend. I couldn't live alone without her. I spend a lot of time in my backyard. I feed the birds and the bees. I love my flowers. The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. I love them. They're my savior. And I look forward to the volunteers because they've all become my friends. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Clapp Field. We're here at Eastside Center. Beautiful field for a homecoming. Not the result you want at the break. It's been all Pekin. 37-6. Raiders with a nice, sweet, sustained drive to start quarter number 2 and a couple of big plays. Broke it back open. And there you see your halftime score of 37-6. We are back out of the locker room. Another awesome performance by the band and the Raiderettes. Honoring of the homecoming court. And we are back ready for more football. And the kick is away. And the Raiders, who have struggled with field position tonight, will take this one down about the 5-10 yard line, and that is scampered out to about the 25, and that will be where the new line of scrimmage and the start of the next offensive Raider possession will begin. Interesting couple of halftime scores here, the most interesting one of which is Canton leading Metamora 8-6 at the break. Some weird scores across the conference tonight. Panthers still up over Limestone. You hear occasional scampering. The press box door is open, and it is Grand Central Station in this particular area. Already been asked for one request. I do not have the power to grant such requests, but felt good to be asked, you know. Ball out at about the 18-yard line. So a nice start, a little 5-6 yard pickup on the first play of scrimmage for quarter number 2. It is still muggy. It is still warm. It is crazy warm for the tail end of September. Cooler temperatures forecasted for next week, and just like that, boy, it's such a, talked about the delicacy of momentum. The Raiders looked to have a little there, coming out of the locker room, nice 5-6 yard gain, and then absolutely stuffed, lost of a yard here, so it'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and 6+, 6.5. So the Raiders reset. Chance to establish something here, come out of the locker room, keep the drive moving. Or one more time, will the Dragons get the football back in ideal Pekin field position, which has typically been around midfield. Literally started the game that way. Squib kick, onside kick. So that resulted in good field position for the Dragons. Pass out, far side. Gang tackle to be 4th and a couple. So the Raiders will give it back to Pekin. Awesome job by our crew. You see these bright, beautiful colors on this lovely fall evening. And if you're lucky enough to be around ITV3, a high definition broadcast of tonight's ball game over on Channel 12 there. Comcast, it still looks good. Standard definition, Channel 22. And so the ball will be set just off the 45-yard line in Raider territory, where Pekin will begin one more time. 3 and out to start quarter number 3 here. Did not hear from Ben. We do not have an update on the new Pokemon technology that he and his bride are testing out for today and tomorrow. So we'll eagerly anticipate that update for the Washington game. The update here is 1 play, 6 points, Pekin. Michael Dickey. "45 yards, 1 play. Time of possession about 9 seconds. Wow. They have hit some holes and scored quickly on 3 separate occasions now. The extra point is up and good. It is now 44-6 in favor of Pekin. We knew Pekin was solid. We knew offensively they like that fast pace. We see it at the college level every once in a while where you literally don't go with a huddle. You're just come out of that shotgun predominantly, typically not under center. You might have heard some of the scores in the background. The Morton Potters, who did not win a football game last year, are up 14-0 on the Dunlap Eagles for their homecoming. Washington has extended their lead to 21 over Limestone. And here, there you see the score, 44-6. Raiders will get the football back. challenge, obviously, is the structure of the offense for the Raiders is you're a team that likes to run the football methodically, chew up time, chew up clock. You got time, but you also got a big deficit. Need some points quickly. That return looks like Weedman, 33. Will bring the football to the 21-ish, 21 and a half. Movement, one more time. A veritable plethora of flags greeted us throughout the first quarter. Raiders false start here. Was chatting a little bit off air with our wonder producer Mark Laswell downstairs and commenting on the high definition aspect of the broadcast. I don't know that I've been a part of a high definition broadcast. That's pretty exciting. So ITV3, channel 12. I need a sign that says I am not really in the press box, even though I'm standing in the press box. Although I could have really done some of that 50-50 winners there, so that could have been an opportunity to have a little more power. We're on to Pekin. We're getting that update, so that's exciting. So welcome if you're watching our broadcast and are pretty happy at this point in the broadcast, up 44-6. Raiders going the wrong direction with the penalty. A couple yards on that gain, though, so it's 2nd down and 13. Snap. They come left side, and not a lot of room there. So 3rd and long, just problematic for a team that just grinds it out, like the Raiders like to grind it out. So they've been faced with that challenge most of the evening. Pekin defense has been sharp, has been outside of one drive. They've really stifled the Raiders at every turn. Raiders went through the whole first quarter of the football game without a first down. First down of the game came at the 11:20 mark in the second quarter of the football game. A little toss, speaking of first down, some momentum here, but quickly swarming to make the tackle. Looked like he had a little bit, but that gap sure closed fast. And it ends up being about a 4-yard gain, which will leave it about 4 more yards short. Be 4th down and a long 4, maybe 4th and 5. Penalty. They're going to take the penalty. We'll have to see what they do here. Holding the call. And they decline the penalty, which makes sense. And on 4th down, they make the stop. So rather than giving the Raiders another chance on 3rd down, obviously 4th and 5 is good enough for the Dragons, and they will get the football back one more time at midfield. Oh boy. Fumble on the snap. The kick is away. And that ball will sit and bounce, and now takes a drag and bounce and end up at the 20-yard line. It's just so tight. They just don't have space back there. They're always concerned about the fact that that's for probably the 4th punt we've had, maybe the 5th, where you're touching the end zone as a punter. And 3 of those have resulted in damage for the Raiders. So crazy short field here, 20 yards away from extending a 44-0 lead. Raider crowd has not really dissipated. I mean, there's folks that always come to watch that halftime performance, but that is still a solid crowd milling around, a lot of activities and booths and food items throughout the concourse area, which is just a great word, by the way, concourse. Down to the 15-yard line on a little scamper. Positive yards one more time for the Dragons. Ian Stubblefield carried the football 4 yards there. Been mostly Michael Dickey. Last time he touched the football, went 40-plus yards for a score. Drop back pass. Crazy wide open, 6 more points. Nice little misdirection. And the Dragons are firing on all cylinders. They're up 50-6. And we still have a whole lot of football left. 7:05 left to play in the third quarter. Things going from bad to worse for East Peoria. Extra point. It's good. Biggest fear when you like grinding it out, getting down early, getting down big. Raiders got down early. Now you're down big. 51-6. To see what Pekin does with their manpower here. Still early in the season, clearly in control of this football game. Do you keep your starters out for the rest of the game? Do you start to develop some of your younger kids at this point in the football game, then give them some experience? So far, whatever Pekin has thrown at them has been successful for them. They will kick one more time to the Raiders. And we're set one more time. Raiders will get the football back one more time deep in their own territory. Another nice kick out to the 10. Some movement here. And a nice return. All the way out to the 35-yard line. Great return. So the Raiders with something positive, but we got a man down, slow to get up. Hall looks to be limping off the field a bit, able to get off under his own power, and the Raiders will try things one more time from the 35. Down big. As the clock winds and runs. As the competing students jeer and mock each other with their chants back and forth. A little toss in the backfield, and the Dragons are literally in the Raider backfield. We talked about it early in the ball game. At what point do you start to wear down as you continue to play both sides of the football? Right now, Pekin's line dominating both sides on offense and on defense. Not a lot of room there. Absolutely no gain. So 2nd and 10. Stacked for an obvious run play here. Comes up the gut, and 2nd and 3rd efforts, and line carrying ball runner moves the ball up about 3 yards, but still 3rd and long, 3rd and 7. And so Pekin with another opportunity to come up with another stop. Although the Raiders have marched the football, at least with that nice return, a little deeper in. Ball sits at the 37. A quiet Raider crowd. You can hear the pom-poms of the cheerleaders up here in the press box, trying to fire up the crowd. Those glittery gold pom-poms as the cheerleaders try to inspire the Raider faithful here. Hard to do, 51-6. And a 4th and 3. So Pekin, one more time. Special teams have been a challenge here on some of these punts. High punt, nearing the sideline, and it's about 5 yards out of bounds. It goes out at the 36, 35-ish yard line. And that's where Pekin will start one more time. 4 minutes and 1 second, or 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Not sure why the clock is running as the ball was kicked out of bounds. Running clock, as you can tell, would be the answer to that. So the clock just continues to wind and run. That should have been clear on the last possession, as you notice the clock continuing to run. That's when I need Ben up here. It's like, Matt, that's been happening for 10 minutes now. Snap of the football. Another big gap. And about a 9-yard gain. Starting to cool off a little bit. A beautiful evening. Not the result the Raiders wanted, but man, it's nice football weather. A little even on the warm side. A couple broken tackles and another first down for the Dragons across midfield, down about the 46-yard line. Pekin penalty will take that first down off the board. We'll go back the other direction. Few firsts. We haven't seen a lot of these games where the clock runs. We are on in high definition tonight, so an evening of firsts here in East Peoria. Here's the hold call, the marching of the football back. So third and, well, I'd say, what, 12-ish? Back up the gut, back to midfield, scampers ahead, might have crossed midfield with the second effort, but I think it might be a first down, actually, with that last dive. That was the initial indication from the official on this side. It does indeed move the chains. 13-yard gain on the play. Into Raider territory, a buck and a half left to go in the third quarter as the clock will just continue to tick away. Snap to the backfield, Raiders with a little blitz activity, and down to the 43 it goes, an 8-yard gain. Big chunks of yards here. 51-6. Dragons have looked impressive. And they slowly come up to the line of scrimmage after they get probably a series of calls in from the sideline. As close as they come to a huddle. Ball is carried up to the 32-yard line on that carry. Cruz. And we'll have to see if we get another snap in this quarter or not. We will not. They're not going to snap it here. So the third quarter will end with that score that you see in front of you, 51-6. With the sound of the cowbells and cheerleaders in the background, and the siren signals the end of quarter number 3. Watching Raider football, Eastside Community Media, being brought to you on Comcast standard definition, channel 22, familiar number for those of you that have been around a while. High definition, going upscale over on ITV3, Channel 12. So welcome to those of you watching in brilliant, vibrant, high definition. Homecoming. (51-6) is where we are as we get ready to start the fourth and final quarter. Not the evening the Raider football fans wanted, but man, these homecomings are fun events. You run into people that you have not seen in a while, brings people together. You get to hang out and reminisce of time spent in school together or just friendships that have developed over the years. Piques interest back in the sport going on, football, the parade, all those fun activities. We are playing under a continually? I don't think that's a word. A continuing clock movement. So the clock will just run. Once it has started at that 12-minute mark, it'll run. It will not stop. 51-6 is where we're at, as you can see. Well, they will occasionally. As a series of plays come in. But even with that, we're under 10. I'm sorry, under 11 left to go. So waiting for that gap to form on the keeper and down inside the 25, down to the 24. So the Pekin Dragons continue their success against the Raiders. They came in here winning the last 3 contests together between these two clubs, and they are well on their way to a 4th straight victory here this evening. The Dragons, as you can tell, just purposely kind of slowing things down here a little bit, taking some time off that clock. We have seen a rapid-fire sequence of offense tonight. And even with the fact that the clock would run with a pass play, the Dragons showing quite a bit of class here, really. Run the football, run the football, run the football. Not typically something they do to the extent that we have seen here the last 2 possessions. But it will actually bring up a 4th down and 3. Or it was a 4th down and 3, and they did not get the first down. So East Peoria will now have the football on offense as the clock now, as you can tell, continues to tick away as we come up on 9 minutes left to go. Ben should be back. We're hoping Ben will be back for the Washington game. Boy, you talk about solid programs in the area. Washington, Metamora kind of setting that yearly standard. Of course, they met last week. But we'll have to quiz him on his success or lack of success on the new Pokemon technology that he is being able to kind of play with and use and examine. A timeout will stop the clock. That's the only time we'll stop play here as far as the clock goes. So East Peoria will take a timeout. Down 51-6 with 8 minutes left to go, 8 minutes plus in the football game. So they will regroup here to come up with an offensive plan on this drive. Our crew has done another outstanding job. These guys, man, they come here early and set up today in crazy warm weather. Running cables and setting up cameras and balancing colors. Plugging in cables, running, making sure people can talk to each other and It's quite a production, quite a setup, and they do a tremendous job that looks good every single time Ben and I just show up and talk for a while. And they do all the hard work. So it's hard to believe that we have moved on to another season of Raider football. Gain of just 1 on that play, so 2nd down and long, 2nd and 9 as they come back to the line of scrimmage. And the snap. A couple more yards on the gain. It'll be 3rd and 7, I would guesstimate from here. Maybe 3rd and a long 6. It is 3rd and 6. So 3rd and 6 as we approach the 7-minute mark in the 4th and final quarter. Raiders looking to just keep this drive moving, keep something positive happening here. Legs keep moving, but the line of the Pekin Dragons collapses on the ball carrier, and a 4th and 6 is what the clock says and the scoreboard says, and another punt here for the Raiders. I know we talked about it a little bit last year. Can't see it on your screen right now, but these contrasting end zones really make this stadium stand out. It is a unique feature. Typically, both end zones match as far as their color scheme. The pooch punt are just a shank out of bounds, about the 35-yard line. But I remember I got to spend a couple of summers with boys baseball with athletic director Mr. Dubois, and it's hard to pull the trigger on something like that when you don't really know what the final result is going to look like. You can have all the computer renderings you want and see what other teams have done, but until it's actually out there on the field and you have it as your football field, kind of left to wonder what it's going to turn out to be, and it sure turned out to be fantastic. Beautiful facility on a beautiful evening, just not the result the Raiders wanted here for their homecoming football game. Be hard-pressed to remember a night with this kind of weather at this point in the season. We're down to 5.5 minutes left to go. Loss of a yard on the play. This will be 2nd down and 11, maybe 12 on play as the Dragons slowly come up one more time to the line of scrimmage. Well, the first quarter of this football game, really almost the opening drive or two, kind of set the stage for some of the challenges that faced the Raiders tonight. A drive, that's really typical of what has worked well for Pekin tonight and what the Raiders have struggled with tonight. A 4 or 5 yard gain turns into a 30-yard scamper down to about the 10-yard line. So one more time into the red zone, knocking on the door are the Dragons. But the Raiders just couldn't. When you lose that field position battle, they were just behind the 8 ball from the beginning of this football game. They were not able to generate much offensively, which then led to a short field, and that just repeated itself over and over and over. A 3 and out, short field, 3 and out, short field. And can't take away the fact that they put out 51 points and really kind of eased up here in the second half, but they have had short fields and great field position to work with. So we'll wind the clock here, as this one is just about wrapped up. And you can see them literally just watching the clock, letting the clock run down, and essentially taking a knee. And that is what happens one more time. 3:11. Once again, not something you see frequently at the 3+ minute mark of a contest. But the conclusion of the game, the result of the game, is a foregone conclusion. That was a mess of a sentence, but 51-6. Pekin obviously 240 away from winning. So just kind of easing up here, letting the clock wind down. They'll probably even do this on 4th down. Just give the football back to East Peoria one more time. And by the time the Raiders get the football, once they decide when they're going to set that 25-second clock, the play clock, they're waiting, and there it goes. So East Peoria will probably get the football back with about 1 minute and 45 seconds left to go. And that should about wrap it up, as some of the Raider fans starting to head out here at last. They stuck around and cheered on their Raiders. Just a rough start that they could not overcome. And the Dragons just poured it on. And they are going to win this football game 51-6. 4th and 13, and a knee will give the ball back to East Peoria. They have 1 minute and 36 seconds to see if they're going to come out onto the field and run another play, or if this is what happens to wrap us up here tonight as they huddle on that sideline, deciding what to do here this evening. So a rough result for the Raider homecoming. They will come out and run a play or two here. Not the end of the night that the football fans wanted, or the football players certainly. Certainly an evening where the rest of the conference will take note of the score of this and recognize Pekin's offensive capabilities, especially on some big plays here tonight. Run coming towards us, takes it down about a 5-yard gain actually on that play, so a nice little 5-yard scamper. Pushing the line back a little bit. And it looks like we'll run one more play here tonight as we wait to see when that play clock indeed runs and starts, and we're waiting. And there it is. And there's about a 5-second difference between. They did not start. The whistle sounded, but the play clock does not take off, and so this will be the last play of the game if they get it off in time. About 7 seconds left. We will see if they snap the ball one last time. They do, and the last play of the football game is stopped at the line of scrimmage. And there you see your final score with that running clock. Boy, the second half sure zipped along. Yes, 51-6 is your final score, and immediately the scoreboard is already off and dark, and the teams line up to shake hands this evening. So thank you again for watching. Man, our crew is fantastic. They make everything look tremendous. Again, on high definition over on ITV3 channel 12, standard definition. One could almost say antiquated definition, but one shouldn't maybe say that, on Comcast channel 22. But we appreciate you watching. We are also available online, so check that out. So thank you to the crew and to all of you watching the homecoming football game tonight. 51-6 your final on Eastside Community Media. Good night, everybody.